repeat of what I did the other day, which was so fantastic that I have to do it again because, oh, lights off. I shared with 1, 2, 3 other people the not-tuna pate that I made last week, and everyone loved it. I was gonna say freaking loved it. They loved it. First, we're having a little cocktail of, tonight's cocktail is Get Raw. Turmeric, honey, and ginger, made by Janine. And she says it's more cost effective than doing it yourself. I believe that. And you just have a, I don't know, quarter cup more. Add water, add ice, do what you gotta do. Hello, PC, Peace Path. Hey, Michelle. We're making the not-tuna pate because it was insanely good. And I soaked the cashews, sunflower seeds, and pumpkin seeds, 1 cup each, and they're sitting there and they have to be used. Let me go get the rest of the Cuisinart. Let's move you back. Our drywall is getting done. I'm so grateful. I'm in the middle of choosing a floor, which is way harder than I ever thought. I might want to get opinions. I may want to get opinions tomorrow, so I may go live. So tonight, I want opinions. Maybe not. Everyone's gonna have a different opinion. Everyone says I should get vinyl because if I'm gonna Airbnb the place, why isn't this clicking? If I'm gonna Airbnb it, people will ruin floors. They'll spill wine, they'll drag furniture, they'll drop things and dent it, who knows? But I love wood, but I also read that it should be kept between 50 and 80 degrees, and it gets down to 23 here and up to 105. So, hi guys. So this is our soaked stuff. Pumpkin seeds get rid of parasites. There's protein in here. The cashews make it creamy, so you don't have to use any weird vegan mayonnaise, although sometimes I will use avocado. I'm gonna go check the date of my avocado one. So I can pulse, or I can, usually what I do is I chop the onions first. Look at these gorgeous onions that I got at the farmer's market. I'm gonna chop some celery. So I have the celery and the onions on the side. And then I pulse. What gets pulsed is the nuts, the lemon juice, salt, garlic, dulse, and I might even throw some of these botilla olives in. So that's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna get my cutting board. Vinyl for durability. Yeah, because you don't want to, like, if it's your home, fine, but if you are going to extend it to other people, I think you're right. And doing half the house that got ruined, or covering up, getting rid of this tile. I don't like the tile, and I definitely don't like the border around. There's tile on this side of the house except for the 2 bedrooms, so I have the opportunity to have the whole thing replaced, which will cost more, but will make it so much nicer. So that's the decision. I'm gonna ask them to price. They priced the hardwood, and now they're gonna price the less expensive vinyl, and let's see if it comes down enough for me to be intrigued. I agree with you. It should be durable. And what if somebody, like, you know, sometimes people overwater a plant and then it spills onto the ground, or who knows what people do. It happens. Like, I have a hardwood floor in Venice that got ruined by plants soaking onto the ground, no dish underneath. Stuff happens. And scratches and who knows what. And that floor is from 1928 and has no more left to be sanded down. And I think you're right, Michelle. Thank you for that. So we're chopping the celery. I usually use 2 or 3 stalks of celery, a half an onion, a whole lot of lemon juice, whole lot, not small. Here's the vinyl. It's right here on the floor. This is the one that I just picked up today. Can you see it? It's dark. And there's one actually that's light. So I'm gonna show it tomorrow. It's interesting because I think the dark one shows dirt easier than the medium light one. I'll show in the daylight. No, that one's wood. Never mind, that one's wood. I'm gonna get the vinyl. Okay, I'm coming. I've been dragging these around. They're no joke. This one's vinyl. Can you see it? I've owned homes for a very long time and I've never had to pick a floor. It's not as yellow as the cabinets and the pine ceiling with knots in it, but I think it kind of goes. It's hard to find warm colored floors these days. Everything's whitewashy, grayish. You had to choose flooring for your cabin and you have decision paralysis. Everyone always says engineered wood over real wood. Yes, but you still have the delicate nature of wood. So, no, luxury vinyl is this one. That's engineered wood. They don't recommend wood all the way through for my concrete floor. You could do it. Can you see them? So this one kind of just goes. And it's durable. This one is like waterproof, and that sounds good. The other day, a friend of mine was told not to eat any raw veggies after treatment for cancer. Wow, you were appalled. Timberline. I didn't express my concern. Have you ever heard of such ridiculousness? There's always schools of thought, right? So, the Gerson principle, it's not raw. It's veggies, it's pears, it's stewed, it's steamed. There's not raw food. So you just have to pick one modality and go with it. Dr. Morris would be like grapes, you know, and his herbs. So it really depends who you are. Like when I was deciding what I should do for my mom, I was like, I would do Dr. Robert Morse, but she's not going to eat grapes only. I made her like 4 meals. She used to eat all kinds of things. So I need to do something that she would do. It could be. It could be that it's too hard to digest if your system's weak. You need a lot of digestive enzymes, maybe. I don't know. Oh, that is a very dried out salty olive. So a lot of Ayurvedic and Chinese medicine practitioners say no raw veggies, and that's because your spleen could get damp. But Ramania Dean Thomas and I both believe in this day and age we need raw food to detoxify all the crap that wasn't in the air 4,000 years ago, but to use the Chinese herbs to tonify the spleen and the major organs. So I did raw food, but I did a lot of Chinese herbs, and he said I was perfectly balanced. You like I knew you were gonna like the light one, right? Like it's just so. I have another light one that's wood, but why? Why should it get wood? And then it's gonna be in the kitchen, and it seems like it will just get ruined. If I put it all over the house, it has to go in the kitchen. So I think I'm decided, and then I can just get pricing and carry on with my life, which I've been. It's been house, flood, demolition, moisture removal. Thank God no mold, caught it in time, but like destruction. And emotions during cancer season, and holy moly, I've been in it. Home stuff and emotions. It could depend on what type of cancer, right? Maybe it's stomach. Who knows? Like, yeah, it could depend, and it could depend on the school of thought. So you have the Tree of Life with Dr. Gabriel Cousins. You have Dr. Robert Morse. You have the Gerson Principle, which he was known to have helped cure 50% of terminally ill cancer patients. That's the one I went with my mom. Herbie ate it and he was born again. Then he ate only raw food and it was incredible. So I am not an expert. I can only say everybody has to do what resonates with them and not blindly listen, know the different schools of thought, and then choose which one is doable, right? Like my mom, after eating, she like ate all kinds of stuff in the end. She had a brain tumor, and I was like, that's part of what alerted me. Like I was like, what? There's like this big, it just was all wrong. I'm so wrong. So I could tell she wasn't making healthy decisions to go from cheese and meat and bread to like grapes. Like that would have been intense. But for someone like me who eats like this, going to grapes is like, woo, that's fun. Grapes are a cure-all for cancer. Like grapes only. Grapes with seeds. Breast cancer has been going through treatment, and you are right. Blood and medical treatments are personal as religion and politics. Exactly. Like it has to be what resonates with you, and then you have to stick to it. So if you choose one, and if you stick to it, it most likely will work. It will work for her. Find out if she heard of the Gerson principle, because if she doesn't feel raw foods would be good for her, oh, so pretty, then don't do it. You know, don't do it. It depends what someone's eating already. Imagine going from like pizza and burgers to like hardcore steamed. It was steamed everything, no oils, and it was no oils, no salt. But it was food, cooked food, steamed food. I'm not an expert. I just know that I would be listening to my own intuition, and somebody very knowledgeable, you know? Yeah, I would go with Dr. Morse too. 100% raw juicing and detox and regenerate, and lots of 100% plant-based vegan to heal and repair. That's what I would do. And I would also have a lot of laughter. Like I would watch funny movies and comedians and hang out with friends who made me laugh, you know? And not the ones who were like, oh my God, you should be getting this, and you should be getting the treatments, and you should be getting, you're making a mistake. Like that's just detrimental. Like you do not get to come in the door if you're gonna tell me that what I'm doing isn't gonna work, because that's like vibes coming in, words coming in that are more toxic than food. A lot of breast cancer or cancers or things that go wrong with us are our bodies saying there's something missing emotionally. Something needs to shift emotionally. So toxic words are just part of it. Okay, so we have the onions. Is that enough onion? Could use more onion. She's not one of us, and I was shocked when she gave me all her fresh produce out of her fridge. That's so sad. Oh, that's too bad. Well, she's not open. I mean, you can only share with those who are open. Is she getting treatments, radiation, chemo? Yeah, I hear you. I mean, can you imagine living with someone that happens a lot, where someone gets sick and one person thinks you should do chemo and the other one's like, no way. I'd be the no way. I mean, sometimes things need to be cut out, but you have to realize that things metastasize and they go somewhere else unless you are doing a full-on detox. So, Timberline, we're the same. And then you just have to be like, I'm not your police officer, and it's not my business, and it's your soul's choice when to stay and when to go. That's really what it is. You have to just love the person and say, I love you, and give them love and do your best. And maybe help somebody else who, maybe you have mad gifts to be able to help somebody else who really wants to know what you know. That would be amazing. Okay. We got our celery. Oh, I didn't mean to cut more celery. I meant to cut more onion. Oh well. I'll cut another onion. I've heard of that book, The Hidden Epidemic. Will someone remind me after the video is up? Peachy. It can be caused by root canals. Whoa. I've had root canal. I've had them redone and fixed, and oh, the stuff they did to our teeth back in the day, the metals and the, oh, heinous. Oh, I'm crying. I love eating this way. It makes me feel good. It's pretty. It's colorful. It's crunchy. It's spicy. Dan McDonald wants to interview me on the weight loss that I just had from going raw again. He just messaged me yesterday, which I thought was nice. Very nice. Okay, now we have the celery, and that all the chop has been done. And we will pulse. Now, the nuts and seeds are going to be pulsed in with lemon juice. I'm saying like 1/4 cup of lemon juice. The information that we share here is just fantastic. So I'm gonna pulse. I'm not gonna pulse the dulse, although I kind of want to pulse the dulse. Do you want to pulse the olives? I think I should. They're salty and chewy. They'll be great in there. And I might not even have to add salt because the dulse and the olives are salty. Here we go. Close your ears. I'm gonna have a sip of my ginger, turmeric, honey, lemon. So refreshing. I walked tonight to this Hotel L'Auberge. It's like a nice little walk, and I was like, oh, you know, I should have a cocktail. And I got there, and I was walking, and I was like, I don't think I'm going to feel better if I have a cocktail. And I was like, nah, and I walked back home. Oh yeah, you need to make this. This is a tried and true Dara classic that has you must spatula the sides. Yeah, so if you like tuna fish, this is it. And use vegan mayo. No shame. I might add some just for fun. Or not add it, but just sometimes oh, remember I added water? I definitely added like a 1/4 cup of water at least because it needs to pulse and blend. This is A for effort, but I make a big tub of it, and then I put it in the van, and when I run into friends, I'm like, here, have some, and I serve it on the Omo crackers. People freak. Like, they freaked. Stop it, taste it, spatula it. A little more lemon. I definitely need salt. Oops. A lot of lemon. I added some olive oil. This can be good. Exactly how my mom used to make tuna fish. Some people like their tuna fish sweet, which I always thought was weird. I don't know what they added to make it sweet. I just added a titch of the raw turmeric, honey, lemon, just for fun, but it's not gonna be sweet. No one wants sweet tuna fish. Good. I'm gonna blend it some more. It's perfect. I taste the olives. Could add avocado. Wow, this one hung tight. I never added avocado to it before, but why not? I think it just means you need to eat it sooner than like 5 days. Let's see. I'm feeling experimental. Yeah, I'm definitely pro amalgam-free and mercury-free and fluoride-free dental practices. I see Dr. Robert Silkman, and he's the very best in Los Angeles. I feel like you guys are hanging out in the kitchen with me. When I make stuff like this, it's just like, we're just hanging. We're hanging. I didn't spatula all the way to the sides. Spatula. Okay. That's a quick cleanup. The processor carafe goes in the dishwasher. We did it. It's a beautiful pate. It's a beautiful day for a beautiful pate. And ooh, ooh, ooh. It's a lot of pate, but I shared it. But very nice. Let me tell you, you could use half cup of each of the things and then plenty. And then this is like dinner party, friends. But you could use a quarter cup of each and do it in a little mini food processor. You can do that. You could get a mini like 2 cup, 4 cup food processor. They're not expensive. It's really good to have. You could poach kale. You can make salsa in it. And you make all kinds of pates. I used to dehydrate nut loaves. Like I'd use walnuts and cashews and make nut loaf slices in the dehydrator. It's in my Doobies Do the Holidays ebook. It's good. It's good. It's a little lemony, but I like it. It's bright and refreshing, and on a cracker, amazing. Now, we gotta crumble the dulse. Dulse flakes are easier, but I actually like this kind of dulse better. And I normally mix in a separate bowl and then put it in here to make it pretty, but it's fine. Just me at this point. But you could bring this and put a drizzle of olive oil on it and put a plate with crackers around it. So beautiful to bring to a party. Out of all your family and friends, I am the only one who is pro plant-based and mostly raw. Thanks for being you and all these years still, Dara. Thank you for saying that, and thank you for being here all these years, Timberline. That's why I made the videos. I'm like, you don't always have someone like you or me next door, and we need to see that we exist and that this is normal and okay. Nobody gives me a hard time. Like, there's people in my life these days that definitely don't eat like I do, but nobody ever has given me a hard time. Like, it would be absurd. This is not a big enough bowl, but I'm gonna make it work. Oh yeah, the onion. I didn't add garlic this time, that's okay. I still could add the, no, I can't. It has to pulse. I was going to say I could add the paste. I could add garlic powder if I had it. Oh my God, you guys, this is so pretty. There are lots of very affordable and what I've been told high quality biological dentistry practices in Tijuana, Mexico. That's true. That's true. They pick you up at the border, they house you, and it's like 1/10 the cost of US pricing. It's true. Patrick has a friend who picks people up in the US and brings them to the dentist. That's what he does. It's so expensive in the US. It's ridiculous. Avocado just made it more creamy, and you don't need the vegan mayo, and we did it. Cheers. Oh, thank you, Michelle and Peachy. She leaves some of the pulp of the ginger and the turmeric, and it's like, strong. You can order this for $31. It's like $1.30 an ounce. If you buy the bigger bottle, it's like $1.16 an ounce, and an ounce and a half. It's just a serving. That's what she meant. It's like $1.16 a serving, and you can't make it for that. Plus, it's very labor intensive. I like making my own, but I wanted to try this, and I'm really happy I have it because I don't always have the time or want to make the time to do the kitchen stuff. Not always. Sometimes. Not always. I will always make one smoothie a day and a little salad, you know? And now, if I see Dan, I'm going to serve him some of this. He loved it. And he is a picky eater. Put the onions away, the celery away. It is so good, Michelle. It's so good. You could dress it up. Romaine, tomatoes, so good with this. I don't have any. I haven't been to the food store in days because I went shopping at the farmer's market. Oh, it's really quick cleanup. This is not a big deal. But this is like a nice added raw food. Like you're like, oh my God, I'm eating. It's not my food, just so you know. People have said, Tim Robbins, the guy I was a private chef for, he's like, your food isn't like raw food. It's just food. That's the thing. That's the difference. It doesn't taste raw foody, if that makes any sense. It just is. Everyone makes food, usually I think, from like their roots, like where did it come from? And I make foods like I'm from New Jersey, where I grew up eating bagels and cream cheese with onions and tomato and spaghetti. I make very basic, simple, good food. It would be fun and epic, really, to see you and Dan vibe off each other again on camera. Well, we're going to do it in the next few days. I will tell him you said so. It's very hot where he is. He's in Scottsdale, and he was going to come up, but he had a lot of, I'm having more. He had a lot of things going on, and I had a lot of things going on, some sessions and Airbnb stuff and floor sample picking, going to the store again, educating myself on all things flooring. For those of you who don't know, I buy rubber band balls, so I always have them. Oh my God, I was just at Chocolate Tree last week and I was hoping to catch you there. I hit up Chai Spot too. I miss Oak Creek so much. It was so much nicer than Phoenix. Rocky, right? I usually go to Chocolate Tree around 3, if you ever want to see me. You could also message me on Instagram. Okay, we did it. Now all we got to do is clean up, and it's so easy. This is so easy. Everything, the knife and the cutting board don't go in the dishwasher, but everything else does. Oh my gosh, this is so good. Hey, Sutton. We got OGs in the house. All of you have been with me so long. It's crazy. So I'm going to sign off. I think that was a really good short half hour. That's all it took, was a half hour. And it usually takes longer when you're talking. So this on romaine, on cabbage, on cracker, on gluten-free bread, whatever you want to do. Make it with macaroni noodles and have yourself a tuna casserole. Don't bake it though. I remember reading A blood type people are the natural gatherers, and I've always been a vegetarian and then vegan since college. Ah, that's interesting. I'm B negative and we're allowed to have dairy. So back in the day when we had raw dairy at Rawson, remember that, before the FBI raided them and threw out $70,000 worth of food? And I filmed it in the Huffington Post. I got a phone call, Dara, come here and film this. And then it ended up on the Huffington Post. It was a shanda. It was a shame. That's a Yiddish word for shame. It was such a shanda. They threw out all the perfectly good food. I raised Jada on the grass-fed bison, on the salmon, and the goat milk kefir, and the, you know, she wasn't vegan. She ate a lot of veggies, though. Round-the-clock veggies, broccoli for breakfast. It still is a point of trauma for her. But Jada now says when she raises her children, she's going to be more hardcore than me, but never broccoli for breakfast. But I would serve her oatmeal, but a little broccoli first. There was always veggies first. Dan and I in the kitchen. We'll have to do that. I think that's a great idea. Maybe I got to text him. Let's text him. Oh, my iPad isn't here. I'm going to text him and tell him he can come tomorrow or Sunday, because no workers will be here. All right. I love you guys, and I will see you super soon. I think that's it. Yeah, she got nutrient-dense food. Yeah, she got what seemed right for her, right? And everybody's different. So, hey, Corey, I didn't even see you were here. Yeah, I hate to hang up, but Herbie and your daughter, yes, I like how Herbie and your daughter followed your lead. And my mom, when she was passing, a couple days before she passed, I looked at her and I said, Mom, what do you want to pass on to Jada? What do you want me to tell her? And she said, leave the baggage with us and listen to your mother about food. No, she said, listen to your mother about food and leave the baggage with us. So incredible. Oh, thumbs up. Let's do thumbs up. You guys, most of you did. Oh, I look tireder than I am. I feel actually really like very proud of myself today. Some days these past couple weeks were so hard, and I feel like I'm on the up, like the thumbs up. And this gets, I used to do 2 thumbs up. That was my sign. I actually might have a cracker tonight for fun. Wild and crazy, a gluten-free cracker. Omo, look them up. Omo crisps, they're insane. Toodaloos, toodaloos. Thank you. If you're watching on a phone, you press the 3 dots and it gives you the opportunity to leave a like. And I read every comment. If you want to leave a comment, if you want to follow me on Instagram, I powered through. I was a champ. It was hard. It was hard, but I'm doing it. I'm going to see you guys so soon. I'm so glad we get to have this time together. It really makes my night. And I'm going to see you super soon. Get your greens on. Get your not-tuna pate on. We need to put the recipe in the comments. Oh, Corey, cool. I'll tell Dan that he's been requested. And I'll see you guys soon. With Dan, maybe.